Okay, cool. Like Enoch, he walked with God. Now, in this case, when he said perfect, did it mean that Noah had no sin? No, Noah sinned. Not a lot, though. What it means perfect is it means complete. It means that God looked at him and said, that man does good. That man chooses to do good a lot more than he chooses to do bad. Okay? None of us are perfect. But when God looks at you, does he say that boy or that girl chooses to do good or chooses to do bad? La mayoría de veces. What does God say about you? Okay? Look what it says in verse number 10. Y engendró Noé 3 hijos, a Sem, a Cam, y a Japhet. We know a Japhet. Some of us know a Japhet. That's Scarlett's brother. Okay, cool. Okay? Look at verse number 11. Y se corrompió la tierra delante de Dios, y estaba la tierra llena de violencia. Y miró Dios la tierra, y he aquí que estaba corrompida, porque toda carne había corrompido de su camino sobre la tierra. So while everybody else was messing up their camino, their way of living, Noah and Enoch at his time were living for God. Look what it says in verse number 13. Dijo pues Dios a Noé, he decidido el fin de todo ser, porque la tierra está llena de violencia a causa de ellos. Y he aquí que yo los destruiré con la tierra. Hazte un arca de madera de gofer, harás aposentos en el arca, y la calafatearás con brea por dentro y por fuera. Y de esta manera la harás de 300 codos la longitud del arca, de 50 codos su anchura y de 30 codos su altura. Una ventana harás el arca y la acabarás a un codo de elevación por la parte de arriba, y pondrás la puerta del arca a su lado, y le harás piso bajo, segundo y tercero. Y he aquí que yo traigo un diluvio de aguas sobre la tierra para destruir toda carne en que haya espíritu de vida debajo del cielo. Todo lo que hay en la tierra morirá. Okay? So, what did God tell Noah? You're going to make an ark. Okay? Everyone was sinning. Everyone was ignoring Noah. But he was going to make this ark. But how? How is he going to make the ark? With the exact instructions God gave Noah. So what were God's instructions? That is exactly how Noah was going to make the ark. He was going to follow the instructions of God perfectly. Because what did I tell you? Noah was obedient. Okay guys, be honest. If Miss Jessica says you need to do problems 1, 2, and 3 in math, do you always follow my instructions? If Miss Jessica says you need to watch the video, do the problems on the video with me, and then do your math page for the day, do you always do the problems on the video? When your mom says clean your room, do you actually go in there and clean it? Or are you just sitting there until she decides to forget about it? When your mom says, or your dad says, or your tia, or your teacher says, help them clean up, do you just go over there and let everyone else clean up and then act like you're doing stuff? Miss Jessica, how do you know? Right? If your mom or dad or your tia or your abuela says, put 4 plates on the table, do you always put 4? Or do you forget one maybe? Or you maybe put 5? Or you didn't really listen to her so you don't know how many? Micheska says write about 4 animals. Did you write about all 4 animals? It's okay, I couldn't think of one, Micheska. It's because you didn't want to do all of them, right? God didn't have that problem with Noah, you guys. Noah was super obedient. How many times did God give Noah the instructions in the Bible? 1. Do you know what they are? Some of you guys are probably like, what instructions? We just read it. But see, maybe you're not obedient. You didn't hear that they were instructions. As soon as God started telling Noah the instructions, he listened and he did it. Do we do that? As soon as we hear instructions, do we just do it? No. We think about if we want to. We think about if we have ganas. We think about if we have energy. We think about if we really need to. And we think about the consecuencias, yes or no. We think, do you think me va a pegar? Tal vez me va a pegar por esa razón. Yo voy a hacer eso. Or you think, no me va a pegar. Mira, ella está riéndose, ella no va a pegarme. And then you don't do it. Micheska's going to take away recreo. Puchi, I got to do it. Micheska's not going to take away recreo. I'm not going to do it. Let's see. Vamos a ver. Right? I'm in my house. Micheska no puede hacer nada. I'm not going to do it. Then are you being obedient? No. Did Noah think about the consequences? No. God picked Noah because he was obedient. So look at verses number 13. Dijo pues Dios a Noé, he decidido al fin de todo ser, porque la tierra está llena de violencia a causa de ellos, y he aquí que yo los destruiré con la tierra. Did Noah say anything? No. He didn't say, God, really? Why? I have friends. I don't want them to die. Did he say that? No, he didn't. He obeyed. He let God do what God was supposed to do because God was the Father and God is his authority, right? Look what it says in verse number 14. Hazte un arca de madera de gopher. Did he choose a different madera? No, he used the madera de gopher. Harás aposentos en el arca y la calafatearás con brea por dentro y por fuera. So you had to put like a material on the outside, on the inside to protect it. Did he do it? Claro que sí, he did it, okay? Y de esta manera la harás de 300 codos la longitud. What is a colo? Well, you know what a colo is, but what a colo in that time was 18 inches, okay? So a foot is 12 inches, then 6 more is 18, so about this much. 300 of these was how long that ark was gonna be, okay? So there you go. If you wanna know how much it is, it's gonna be 300 of these, okay? Then it said, de 50 codos su anchura. Okay, so this part right here, for how wide it was going to be, in the front was going to be 50 of these. Then, de 30 codos su altura. So these 30 of those, for how big it was, for how tall it was, okay? Did Noah do it? Or did he choose like 29, 18, 299. No, he didn't. He did exactly what God told him to do. He chose exactly 300 for longitud, 50 for anchura, and 30 for the altura. And look what it says, and una ventana harás al arca, y la acabarás a un codo de elevación por la parte de arriba, y pondrás la puerta del arca a su lado, y le harás piso bajo, segundo y tercero. So there were 3 niveles. Did he make 4? No, he made 3. And he was supposed to make a ventana that was 1 codo big. So that was like this big, right? Did he say, God, that's so small. I want a window that's bigger. I have more wood. Can I make a window that's bigger? He didn't say that. He obeyed. Okay? And then it says in verse number 17, y he aquí que yo traigo un diluvio de agua sobre la tierra para destruir toda la carne en que haya espíritu de vida. Debajo del cielo, todo lo que hay en la tierra morirá. Okay, it was sad, but it was for the pecado that they had. And guys, I don't know about you, but for me, I want God to look down and I don't want him to say to me, she does more bad than she does good. I want him to say about me, look at her. She walks so closely to me. She's so obedient like Noah and Enoch that I can use her to do big, exciting things. So you have to decide. What is God going to say about you? Depends on how you act, okay? Depends on what you do for God. And first you got to make sure that you're his child, okay? Today we're doing Wednesday, W-E-W, okay? So here we go. Here's 2 right here. You need to think about Genesis 6:8 as you write it down. So you're going to write Genesis 6:8 here and then think about it. Are you actually going to think about it? It depends if you're obedient, right? I don't know if you think about it, but you know if you think about it, okay? This part right here, how does God show grace to you? Gracia, guys, is when God forgives us even though we don't deserve it. And he does things for us a pesar que no lo merecemos, okay? So that's gracia. How does God show grace to you? You gotta tell me, okay? Then, the only one on this page is this one down here for W today. Is there a time or place where it is hard for you to walk with God? Ask God right now to help you during that time, okay? Do you think that sometimes it was hard for Enoch and Noah to walk with God? Yeah, because there is so much sin in the world. There's probably a lot of temptation. Nobody there animando them to do what was right. How about you guys? Is it hard for you to walk with God? Tell me when. Write it down in your journal and then pray about it and ask God to help you, okay? And then here we go. We're going to do these 3 right here. 1, 2, 3. This week, I want to thank God for. This week, I want to serve others by. And this week, when I think of others, I want to remember to pray for who? Who are you going to pray for this week? And I just want to show you this part right here. I love it so much. It says, Noah pleased God because he loved God best of all and most of all. And guys, that makes me want to cry because think about it. How are you going to be obedient to God? That you love him the most? That you don't love your video games more. You don't love your playtime more. You don't love what you want to do more. You love God the most. And if you do, you're going to be obedient to him. Okay? Love you guys and have a great day. See you later.